So I should really cut off that washing machine. My husband's going to do that for me. I don't know why I just noticed the sound of it as I went live. But so recently, I don't know how recent, but it's a new show. About dating is on Netflix. And the show is called Love is Blind. Doing what it does. Now, I am not going to watch this show, Love is Blind, because I'm just not personally. So I'm just waiting for a few people to come in. And you guys know, you know what happens to me. Y'all can hear me though, I think. So thank you, Kat. Good morning, Annette. Good morning, everybody. If I go in and out for a second, just relax. I'll be back. You know what happens to me here in the Middle East. I've tried and tried and tried to get my streams to be better. Just know that I'm working on it 100% to try to bring you guys better live streams, because I like to live stream because I like to talk to you. I don't mind uploading pre-recorded videos, but I really love the opportunity of talking to you guys here and getting your feedback. Hi, everybody coming in. Good morning, everybody. All right, so let's get started. So as I was saying, there's a new dating reality show. It is called Love is Blind. Now, you guys know that at one point I was heavily involved in plus size blogging. I am obviously a plus size woman, curvy plus size woman, and I have experience in what it's like to be a plus size woman, what it's like to date as a plus size woman when it wasn't like even acceptable, really. Like nowadays, you can find a dude. When I was dating, it was tough. You had to be above average. It was a tight game, and it wasn't a lot of men that was really checking for you if you had a little bit of more plumpness to you. Okay. And so I know what it's like. And I dated in a time when it wasn't, as trendy, or when a time where you really had to be, top notch in that area. So I was watching people's response to the show, and one of the articles I came across was this idea that Love is Blind highlights the fat phobia problem that we have in this country, uh, that we have a huge fat phobia problem, that people um, are perpetuating by, I don't know, supporting this show or watching this show. And so I thought it would be a very interesting concept to talk to you about why people want you to stay fat. And I'm not going to talk about that here on YouTube. If you want to hear that conversation that I'm going to have in my private community about why people want you to stay fat, even those influencers and celebrities who have lost weight, or who have had weight loss surgery, or who are doing things to lose weight, and they are still peddling to you, big women, because they want your money. Being fat is profitable, okay? It's profitable. I know. I was in the industry, okay? It was a very profitable, lucrative business to be a part of. But what God revealed to me was, oh, thank you, Annette. Yes, y'all, thumbs up the video. Please, thumbs up the video. I never say that. And my husband is always on my case, like, you need to tell them to thumbs up your video. Tell them to like your video. Like the video, because we have people here trying to shut us down, ladies, okay? We have people here who are trying to stop this message, the messages that we are trying to send out to the youth and to the young women, so that they won't get trapped in obesity. so they won't get trapped in having a hard life. Because while my life is great, and I will keep saying this, yes, my life is great. Go to my Instagram, go to any social media platform that I have. I don't just lie and say my life is great. I am very blessed by God. My life has been hard. Okay. Just because I don't discuss it here on this channel and I don't tell y'all every problem I ever had and every health problem I ever had, and I don't reveal everything about myself publicly. I do that more in my private communities. It doesn't mean that I haven't had lots of adversity, okay? And getting to this point where I realize you have to take control of your life and you have to take control of your lifestyle, your body, your skin, your education, and all these things. Okay, so just because you're seeing a package that you may think, well, she doesn't relate to me because of this or that, you're looking at years and years of what work, self work. Okay, and the journey doesn't stop. I have not arrived, let's put it that way. I have not arrived. I am still working on myself, and I'm taking you ladies along with me. So we need you to thumbs up, we need you to share, we need you to support the page so that we can help the next generation not be stuck in obesity, not be stuck in being overweight, not to have to deal with some of the things I had to deal with when I was growing up. I don't want that for young women. I wouldn't want it for any young lady. If you can make your life easier, make it easier for yourself. So, back to the topic. I'm going to share my screen. That's my hope right now, is to share my screen. And I'm going to show you some of these articles. I do link these articles in the description box below. And I will share my Patreon. You guys can go to any one of my videos. My Patreon link is there. Okay. It's there for you. So I want to show you some of these articles that I found online, and I want to talk to you about why some, not all plus size women, obviously we're all not out here begging for the world to love us, okay? But there are a lot of plus size women out here that are making us look really, really bad, okay? They're not helping our plight as overweight women, as curvy women. There are levels to this, okay? There are levels even in being plus size. There is a hierarchy even in being plus size. Anybody who has been plus size for a number of years knows that there's even a hierarchy in how big you are, or your body shape, or how beautiful you are, which is not the topic of this video. That's a video, or that's a topic for maybe my book that I want to write about how to navigate the world as a plus size woman, because I don't think real knowledge is out here about that. But this article right here is called Netflix's Love is Blind has the opportunity to be the first inclusive dating show, but it fails. Okay, so let's talk about why this person believes it has failed. And I shared some of this information with my husband, and I just thought it was very interesting how sad some of us are, and just how we need to stop begging. Just how we need to stop begging for something that you're never going to get. Let me repeat again. You are never going to be treated like a standard of beauty when you check boxes that fall outside of the standard. You will have people sell to you to exploit you and make money off you. You will have the media and Hollywood and celebrities and influencers and bloggers selling to you that being fat is great. It feels great. It's just wonderful to be overweight. I've always wanted to be overweight, and be the person that stands out in a not so positive way. And then you have those people, oh, only the inside matters, it's only our inside, it doesn't matter how we look on the outside, it just doesn't matter, it's just all about our inside. And we know that no one actually thinks like this or believes this. And no one dates like this. Not anybody who has options. Let me add that little tidbit. Anyone who has options is never going to take how you look off the table. The only time we take someone's physical attractiveness or if something changes about how we met them is when you're in a situation like I'm in, where I've been married to my husband for 14 years. If something happens to my husband's physical appearance, I am not going anywhere because I love him. He is my husband. He has been there for me through every step of the way in our relationship. And I will do the same for him if something happens to him physically. And I believe he would for me as well. So this doesn't apply to people who are in marriages where your physical appearance may change due to an accident or something like that. But definitely when you're dating, when you're in, going on job interviews, when you're trying to navigate this world, appearance taken off the table. You can try to live like that, but you're going to end up in the losing category. Okay? Because if you're not an influencer where you can exploit being overweight online or on YouTube or on a blog, um, then it's not going to suit you in any way in the real world. And that is just the honest truth, no matter who gets upset about it. So let's look at this article really quick. It says, one of the most daunting superficial hurdles in the dating world is fat phobia. And yet, the streaming platform decided to completely sidestep this persistent prejudice. The discrimination fat people experience while dating is unfortunately not news to anyone in 2020. Through a 2017 Twitter thread by writer activist Stephanie Yabo, I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, but that's what it looks like, succinctly captures the stigma and fetishism she and others have faced. All right, so basically the article is just going to go on, and I'm going to link this article. It just goes on to explain, how people have reported being discriminated against, how fat is looked at as ugly or synonymous with ugly, how that's not true. Even though 40% of American adults are obese by the CDC, and then she threw in the disabled conversation as well. Now, I want to address some of the things that fat positive people say to you to keep you fat. And I'm also going to address why there is this push of body inclusivity and fat positivity, which they mask under body positivity to keep you obese so they can, feel good about themselves. Because you gotta make people change the way they think so that you can feel good about yourself. That's the way people are. It's just like on Wifey for Lifey when I tell the young women, okay, some people have made a mistake. They've had babies out of wedlock, you know, and we know we're not saying the child is a mistake, but we're saying that any intelligent woman would not go forth and say, I want to have a baby by a man who did not commit to me, because it doesn't make logical sense. It's almost slow. It's to me, it doesn't make logical sense that you want to create a family with a man who doesn't commit to you first. Okay. It doesn't make any logical sense. They know it makes no logical sense, but they will tell you, well, divorce so many married couples get divorced. So because so many married couples get divorced, that means you're supposed to do it backwards. I mean, it's hilarious. Women are hilarious to me. Instead of just being accountable and saying, yes, this is not the right way, or I was raised this way, and I know that this is not the right way, and I need to do it the right way, and I just can't get this man to marry me. So I'm going to choose to live with him, act like I'm his wife because I can't get married. So I'm going to make up all these lies that he's such a great man, but he's a good man. He's a good man. He won't marry me, but he's a good man. It's the same thing on Wifey for Lifey. It's the same kind of backlash that I face on Wifey for Lifey when I'm telling women, you are worthy for marriage. Okay? You can actually hold on to your wounds for marriage. This is the same type of propaganda that these fat positivity people like to spew out to keep us overweight, to keep us fat, to keep us delusional when it's not real. It's not a real thing. So first I want to address the aspect of comparing fat people to disabled people. You know, First of all, fat people are not like disabled people. Disabled people cannot help the fact that they are disabled. They might have been in an accident, they might have been born this way, something, anything can happen, right? Because we live in a chaotic world. Like, we don't know what's going to happen to us day by day, minute by minute. But listen, let's be real. You choosing to be fat, and yes, it's most likely a choice. Some people have medical conditions, but I believe that's a very small population of people. If you look at statistics, if you look at research, if you look at what we eat, the type of food we eat, the processed foods we eat, the lack of exercise that most of us are not getting, the fact that we're very sedentary, we live very sedentary lifestyles. Um, it is clear why 40% of Americans are obese. Okay. Even myself, my own laziness has contributed into my weight. Okay. So, and I don't have a problem with telling you that. I don't have a problem. There is no shame in me saying, I've been lazy from time to time. I chose not to work out. I chose a more sedentary lifestyle. Like, being honest with yourself is actually going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. So, being disabled and being fat, not the same thing. Being overweight is a choice. Being disabled is not a choice. There is one more article that I will put the link in the description box. This article is entitled Love is Blind Highlights Reality TV's Fat Phobia Problem. And so in this article, it goes on to talk about how um, Love is Blind addresses some of the other issues that make people different from each other in society, such as income inequality, such as people from different socioeconomic backgrounds, people who come from different walks of life, and how that can hinder you in the dating market, which is totally true, which is why it's easier to get married when you're young and when you're surrounded by a huge number of prospects, like college. Well, but now that's changing because men are not going to college like they used to. So whereas I used to could say, ladies, college is where you're going to find your man. Going to wrap it up because I see pausing going on. If I pause, you guys, just wait. I'll come back. It's just my internet is lagging. Okay. Um. So I'm going to make my 3 points on why women are always telling you and screaming about inclusivity, and why plus women, not all plus women, but a lot of them, tend to beg for inclusivity, and they think that they are going to brainwash, because they're doing this for men. A lot of the plus size women online who are in lingerie, who are in their panties, who are showing their bodies, they're doing it for men. Yet these will be the same women who tell you they don't care about men. But unless they're lesbians, they're doing it for men. Okay. Doing it for male attention. Okay. Even I like male attention from my husband. Okay. I love when he tells me I'm beautiful and he likes my small waist and, my round derriere, and he's hugging me and he's grabbing my waist and I'm getting all the attention that I love. I mean, I just love male attention and I'm glad that I can get it from one man. All right. I love it. I'm always fishing for male attention. Right, babe? Like all the time. They can't hear you. They can't see you shaking your head. You have to say I'm like always fishing for that male attention. Don't make people make you feel bad for that. Who do you want attention from? Women? No, I like when I'm sashaying by my man and he's like looking at me and touching me and telling me I'm gorgeous, and that's the only thing that matters to me, is that he thinks I'm gorgeous. So male attention, we seek that as women. We seek male attention because we're feminine and we're looking for that masculine energy in our life. And I love when he takes me shopping and takes me to nice restaurants and he's like legit being that man that I always dreamed of having in my life. So it's nothing wrong with seeking male attention. The problem is a lot of women are seeking it in some weird ways, like being in their panties and in lingerie. No shade. I mean, if you're a grown woman, you can do that. But I don't support it. I don't support it amongst younger women because it looks thirsty and it looks desperate. And so that's what a lot of these plus women, fat women, obese women, however you want to refer to them, that's what they're doing when they're thirst trapping online, just like the skinny women. When they're thirst trapping online, they are seeking male attention and male validation. And it's normal. It's normal to want that. As sexual women, as sensual women, we desire male attention. It's natural. But it's embarrassing, ladies. If you are plump, stop trying to fight for the rights of plus women. Unless we are talking about job discrimination, unless we are talking about blatant disrespect, stop trying to make yourself the standard of beauty and actually drop the weight if you feel that is a barrier in your life from getting what you want. Because really, it's laziness to tell a man, I think you should accept me how I am. Let's say you met a man, you were dating, and the man was like, "You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I love you. You're beautiful, but your weight is a problem for me." Most women would tell you, "Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Quit him. Break up with him." But if he didn't curse you, if he didn't like say you're a fat pig, and he's just telling you like, listen, you're out of shape, let's work out. I mean, my husband is always telling me, drink water, put the soda down. Is that like because he thinks I'm a fat pig? No, it's because he wants me to monitor my weight so that I'm healthy, so that I have energy, so that I feel good. Okay, it's not like a bash against me as a person. So one of you asked me, do I have the same problem when smaller women do it? I don't really worry about what smaller women do because I'm not a smaller woman. I've always been a curvy or plus size woman from the age of 8 years old. I've always struggled with weight from the age of 8 years old. So I don't care for smaller women to be thoughts online either. But that's not who my messages are for. My messages are for the people who relate to the experience that I have had. Smaller women are going to be able to get away with that stuff because they have nice bodies. And this is what y'all don't want to hear. And this is what y'all don't want to accept. Just like when you see the average plus size model, she has a nice body. Even if she's overweight, the average, look at Ashley. What's the chick's name? Ashley Graham. Now, I've seen her in some unflattering pictures from time to time, but overall, she is not a morbidly obese woman. That is why she's successful as a plus size model. Do you think if Ashley Graham was 350 pounds, she would have the celebrity that she has? No, she would have to go into the fetish lane like Tess Holliday. Tess Holliday is gorgeous in the face. I will not take anything from Tess Holliday. That girl is beautiful, but she is morbidly obese. So therefore, she's going to fall into the fetish lane. Okay? She's going to fall into the man that wants her for a fetish cuz that's his fetish, or the man that needs her to pay the rent. Those are the two lanes that she's going to fall into. And she's going to tell y'all to be fat and fight for your rights while she's happy with her man, having kids, living a great life, making money off you because she doesn't have to live a regular life like we do. She doesn't have to live a regular life. She has an online celebrity type lifestyle. You don't. That's why you 350-pound girl are different from Tess Holliday. Tess Holliday doesn't have a real job. She has a flexible job like I do. My job is flexible. I can wear what I want. I can pretty much say what I want as long as it doesn't disrespect my husband, my morals, my values. As long as it doesn't go against my moral code, I can say what I want. I can do what I want. I can wear what I want, which is different when you have a job like my husband has, where he works for a company. He's a contractor basically. He's out here in the Middle East as a contractor. There are certain things he's going to be unable to do and say because he works for a company. Tess does not have to work for a company, so she can be very extreme and liberal in her views. You can't relate because you're out here dating regular men in the real world trying to get the best options. That's what makes you different from Ashley Graham and Tess Holliday. And yes, skinny people also look horrible. Ladies, please stay on topic. This is not a battle about if skinny women or plus size women who looks the best. If we're going to talk about standard of beauty, it's always going to be a woman of average size, average to curvy size. That depends with what the standard of beauty is at that time. There were times in society where Marilyn Monroe was the standard of beauty. I would lean to say sometimes Marilyn looked curvy, looked plus to me. Okay. That at one point was the standard of beauty. Women had extra skin. Have you ever watched Mad Men? Those women did not have like tight, taut bodies. They had flabby skin, regular bust, very curvy hips. It's what's accepted in the mainstream. Let's be clear. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about who's beautiful and who's not. We're talking about people trying to advocate what's in the mainstream. And obesity should never be mainstreamed. I don't care what you say. Obesity should never be mainstreamed because it's not healthy for us as women. And an adult grown woman would be woman enough to say that. A grown woman is going to tell you, hey, I struggle with weight. I think I'm beautiful. I think I'm sexy. I think that I'm worthy, but I struggle with weight. How can we do better? That's what a mature, grown, sane woman is going to tell you. Okay? Insane people are going to tell you that you can be healthy at 250, 300, 400 pounds, maybe for a little while. But let me tell you, my knees are telling me all those years of being overweight is catching up with me. No matter how cute my shape is, No matter how flat my stomach appears to be, my knees reveal to me what years of being overweight. Now that I'm on the other side, I'm not a young girl. Now that I'm on the other side, I am seeing the the consequences of not taking my health seriously. And I'm not ashamed to tell younger women that, because I am doing the Lord's work. I told my husband that before I went live. I said, I am going to do the Lord's work by telling the truth. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to wrap this up by saying that obesity is dangerous, and that's why it shouldn't be mainstreamed. I'm going to wrap this up by saying curvy, plus size, fat, whatever kind of woman, however you want to describe yourself, the reason they want body inclusivity is because they want men to think they are sexy. That's basically what this is about. This is why they are on Instagram in their panties. They want men to think they are sexy. And while some men will think those women are sexy, I would lean to say that it is in the minority. And those men are going to fall into three categories. And you can get mad, but the marriage rates, especially in the Black community, that is even matriculating over into other races, the single mother rate is proving that we have some serious problems when it comes to relationships, courting, dating, all of these things. There are three categories that these men who chase big women fall into. They fall into the fetishization. You know, they like that. It's something, it's some kind of fetish. It's just like having a foot fetish, or it's just like having, they fall into that. Because why would a man naturally be attracted to a woman who is 300 pounds? Ask yourself. Your skin is all stretched out. You don't even look like what you would look like if you were an average rate. Ask yourself, why would anybody be attracted to that? If you have any kind of like logical common sense, ask yourself that. And this is not to put those women down, because I don't know what happened to them. They could have been abused. They could have, things happen why people are overweight. All right, things happen. So it's not like, oh my gosh, they're so disgusting. I'm saying let's go into the psyche of a man who actually profiles and wants to date a woman that's 400 pounds. What is in his head? Fetish. It falls into the fetish category. All right. You also have your broke category, your broke dusty category. Your broke dusty is looking for 50-50 partnership, or they are looking for you to pay bills. They want to come live with you. They say, oh, you're big, you can cook. Cook me some meal. You're big. I know you know how to cook because you're big. They want you to cook and pay your part of the rent. You have your broke dusty category. All right. Then you have your men who really just like curvy women. They're probably not going to go up into the 300-pound category, but they will date you if you're 150, even possibly 200 pounds, because everybody who's 200 pounds doesn't look like they're 200 pounds. All right. It depends on your height, the way your weight falls. You still may be obese, you still may be overweight, but your weight falls in a place that looks very feminine. So you might have a very supple chest. You might not collect weight in your stomach area. So your stomach might be the more flat part of your body. You might have a waist that goes in, and then you might have, that round backside that a lot of men of color do like. I saw someone say that Men of color like round behinds. They do. Not all, but a lot of black males do prefer thicker. I didn't say fat. Okay. I didn't say obese. They do prefer, they don't mind if you have a little bit of weight on you. That's not going to deter them away. But as you go higher and higher, as you go into higher their education level, their social status, blah, 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 we won't go there. You will see most men of means are not with big women. They are not. Now, if she's big, she probably got that way after being married for a long time or after having children. You will not see a lot of men of means with big women. And this is why women cannot fight against my points, because it's facts. Show me the big women who are with men of means. And then I will retract all of my comments and tell you that big girls are winning. When you send me at least 5 women, American women, with highly successful men in some way. It doesn't always have to be money. It could be social status. It could be education. There's more than one ways to success. You can't find it, ladies. It's not there. And so while people try to tell you all this stuff, they have no facts to back it up. There is no evidence to back up that big girls are winning overall. There's always going to be what? Anomalies. There are always going to be anomalies. All right. So there's always going to be that curvy girl that man loves her. He likes that. He likes that. He's here for it. There's always going to be men like that. Always. We all don't have to fit into a stereotypical box of skinny. That's not what we're talking about here. We're not even talking about being skinny. We're just talking about not being morbidly obese and not trying to normalize fatness as a way to make ourselves appear more sexy to men. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about being a size 5, being a size 6, because my ideal weight is a size 12. Right now, I'm teetering around a 16. Sometimes I can wear a 14. It just depends. Sometimes I need to go up, depending on it really depends on the brand of clothes, okay? But my ideal size, dress size, is a 12 for my body type and for how I like to look and for how my man likes me to look. I think would be a size 12. Okay? That's still plus size. So this is not about not being plus size, not being curvy. This is about people are trying to fool you, okay? They are trying to fool you. That's all I'm saying. It's not about hating yourself. Oh, I'm overweight. Let me take a whole bottle of pills. No, that's not what we're talking about, okay? Listen. Things happen. Sometimes we get overweight. Sometimes we have situations. All right? But we can't accept that as though people are going to believe that being obese is the standard of beauty. So before I get out of here, my number one point is it's embarrassing. Don't try to convince any man, any woman, any person that you are worthy to be loved and that they should love you because they should look in your heart and not at your body and how you carry yourself. Stop it. No one believes this. The accept me as I am thing is going to keep you at the bottom in society. No one is going to accept you as you are if you are not presenting yourself at your best. That goes for me, that goes for you, that goes for every man, women, and woman in the world. 2, Most people want to date people that look like them. Listen, if I was single at this age, I still would not be looking for someone handicapped. Not because I discriminate against handicapped people, but it's because I'm not handicapped. So therefore, unless my husband becomes handicapped or unless something happens to him, I that's the only way I'm going to be with a handicapped man or with a man in a wheelchair. As if if my husband, something happens to my husband, because I'm not leaving my husband. I don't care if he lost his arm, his leg, his eye. That man has been too good to me to leave him because he doesn't look like the man that I was lusting after when I met him. And just because he doesn't look like the man that I was like totally lusting after in my head, like, oh my gosh, I like this guy. Mm, mm. Just because he doesn't look like that anymore, it doesn't mean I'm going to leave him. Okay. Because he has proven himself to me, his character, his loyalty, his sacrifice. That's what marriage is. Marriage is till we die. Okay. So I'm not speaking of if my husband becomes, a paraplegic or, something happens. No, I'm going to be with that man till I die. Okay. That's the commitment. That's how serious we are about our marriage. But I'm not going to go out there and pick someone who's handicapped. Okay. I'm not. So that's the same thing when you're telling men you need to like me. You need to think I'm sexy because you're discriminating against me if you don't think I'm sexy. Listen, that's delusional. That's just delusional. I'm sorry, it is. Financial status. A lot of men will not date you if you don't come from a certain family. When we're talking about politics, when we're talking about different walks of life where social status means something. And if y'all do the research, most people marry within their financial level, looks level, and social status. It's proven. There's tons of research out there to prove it that most people marry within their level, whether that be financially, their social status, or their education level. That is how people marry. It is proven. This is not my opinion. This is proven. Go look it up. And so for me, there are certain things that I had on my list. I mean, I just need my at that time, I needed my husband to also have an education. I probably would not have considered dating a man that did not have an education at that time. Now we live in a different society where you could be online and be making six figures, where you could be a contractor as a construction worker, or if you could be a barber making six figures if you own the business. So now it's different. Now a woman could find a man that does different things. But when I was coming up, it was go to college, get an education, and I was not going to marry anyone who didn't have a degree. That was me at that time, but times have changed. My last point is being rejected for your body type is not discrimination. Let me repeat again. Being rejected for your body type is not discrimination, because I also will discriminate against you. I have standards. There's a certain way I like my husband to look. There's a certain way he likes me to look. That is not discrimination. That is preference. That is choice. I don't think obesity will ever be normalized as the standard of beauty in my lifetime. Maybe after I die, because the world is crazy right now. It's going crazy. and people have all different kind of beliefs and they're doing whatever. Maybe after I die, obesity may become a standard of beauty, but I don't see that happening in my lifetime. So here's my advice, young ladies. Take control of your life while you're young enough to take control of your life. Take care of your skin, take care of your body, read, travel, develop yourself so that you can attract the best career, the best mate, the best social circle, the best experiences that you can achieve. Don't allow these body positivity, fat positivity people to put you in a box where you are going to have to accept scraps, because everybody is not going to get a top notch anything. You have to compete. Even as a wife, I have to keep myself up. I cannot let myself gain 200 pounds. That's not how my husband met me. He met me curvy, but he didn't meet me at 300 pounds. So this is not about be a certain size, don't be plus size. No, be as healthy as you can be. Exercise, let's support each other, let's share recipes. Tell me what you're doing to lose weight in the comments. Join Patreon where we're going to have lots of private conversations. Let's support each other in this level up of all stages. If you're 25, you're on a different level up. If you're 35, you're on a different level up. If you're 45, you're on a completely different level up. I see a lot of level up channels popping up on YouTube, and the game is not the same for you 45-year-old. It's not the same for you as it's not the same for you 35-year-old. The game is not the same. So we're all in different walks of life, but we all have information to share. All right, I will leave the links to those articles in the description box if you want to go read those. There's so much more I could say, but I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. Join us on Patreon. I have a video coming up this evening in Patreon on why people want us to stay fat. Even those people who are losing weight but still exploiting plus size women through their sales, through marketing, through telling you fat women are winning, uh, why they sell to you and exploit the fact that you are overweight. I mean, some people have had these surgeries and been on diets and they didn't even tell y'all while they were telling y'all curvy women are winning. No one can lose 150 pounds in 6 months. You have to have surgery to do that. Y'all, please stop letting people deceive you. I'm out. I'll see you in Patreon, ladies.